Hello, friend. Welcome to your reading. Well, it's actually not a reading today. I am doing a chat video, and then at the end, I'm going to pull some messages from your person. So if you want to skip right to the messages, the channel messages, I'm going to leave a timestamp in the description box below. And until then, you'll notice my area is super messy, so I kind of figured we could do like a catch up and like clean up with me for spiritual stuff, and I'm happy to talk about what all I have going on here while I clean up. So it's been a really long time since I've done a video for you guys, and thank you so much for being patient with me. Basically, what happened was I had a family function that required me to travel quite a distance. That family function and the travel made my chronic illness flare, and the stress even leading up to it made my chronic illness flare. So I've just been really struggling with my health and energy. And then it was like, I only got back from that about a week ago, which sounds like a long time in YouTube standards, but like in terms of like chronic illness standards, it's like not very long for what I was dealing with. Just gonna go ahead and put this in here. I love this little like metal dish. It's great for burning stuff in and collecting the accoutrement of spell work. Here are some herbs that I got from my local shop that need to go back to where they live. So anyway, I've just kind of been recovering and recuperating from that, and that's been honestly really tough. And then the full moon triggered and activated, by the way, this is a rosemary plant that has passed away into larger life. So, but dried rosemary can be used in all kinds of candle magic, folk working. So I'm just going to go ahead and collect the little needles off of the plant while we talk. The full moon was very activating, and I sort of was peeking around to see if I was the only one, and I was not. So we can talk about it. So it was a super moon, and it was in Aries. And it was very, it's funny because when the moon is in Aries, I tend to automatically think it's going to be a bit lighter. It's going to be more fiery because Aries is that, fire sign, and Aries is the baby of the zodiac. Gemini is the child of the zodiac. Aries is the baby of the zodiac. So I sort of always associate Aries with kind of a little bit more of like a fiery, kind of more spicy energy. And maybe it was that for certain people, but I don't know whether it was just my chronic illness or just like the emotions I was feeling from the family gathering. But it was very heavy for me, and I had a lot of feelings of like intense anxiety and hopelessness personally. And like especially for my own spiritual journey that I'm on, I sort of felt like I was almost at like this crossroads with it, and I had previously been wanting to kind of go outside myself and ask for guidance and help, and getting readings and talking to other people and being more outwardly engaged. And during this time, all I wanted to do was go inward and rest and kind of like go inside myself and just kind of think YouTube friendly, like what the F? Like what the F is going on? What the F is happening? Like it just was a really intense time period, this full moon. And I feel like I'm kind of starting to come out of it now, but honestly, I'm still feeling it now. It's like I almost like don't want, it's not that I like don't want to talk to anybody, but like, this is another powder that was pre-made, by my Botanica for me to use as an ingredient. This is a really cool ingredient. If you don't know about it, black salt. Black salt, it's a very protective form of salt. It can come very finely ground like this. This is also black salt, but it's just a more fine ground, or it can be like really chunky like this. And what you can do is, in addition, if it depends on what you want to do. So lately I've been wanting to protect my home a little bit more. So I've been putting black salt in little dishes, or like, you can use like a tea light holder or like a little shot glass or like anything glass, and put it in 4 corners of your home for protection. You can also put it like on either side of your front door if you only want to protect your front door area. But for me, I have like a little apartment, so I just did all 4 corners. So that's kind of a cool tip. And this rosemary is going to be awesome for dressing a healing candle that I'm going to light for myself, so that hopefully I can get to feeling better. This is iron shavings. Iron is also protective. It's also grounding. What movie did I watch recently where it was like the fairies couldn't touch iron? Oh, it was Maleficent. What a great film. But yeah, anyway, it was a tough time. It was a good time. And a lot of like insights happened. A lot of like, I don't know what I would have to say about it other than it felt like a heavier energy. By the way, black candles are good for protection or domination work. They can also be used for banishment. And same with black cord. And this is good. This little tool, I just got it from like the dollar store, but it's really helped me for carving in candles. We can do a video about how I use candles in my own spiritual craft. It's a pretty common practice. I know I've been talking about lighting a money candle for our little gang. I was gonna wait till I hit 1,000 subscribers, but I don't know, maybe if you guys feel like it's a good idea to do it sooner, leave it in a comment below and we can talk about lighting it up. I don't know. I can use my money oil with it as well. By the way, that is still available if anyone is interested. I've had a couple people buy it and they've been really excited, and they've given me like some really great feedback for how nice it smells, but I still have some left, so you all are welcome to purchase if you would like. The information for that is going to be linked in the comments and the description box below. Coffee is also, this is a bourbon vanilla coffee. I like vanilla. I think it's a really beautiful, gentle, kind of sensual flavoring or ingredient, and coffee speeds things up if you're doing like an intentional candle or spiritual working. This is super cool. I got this, where did I get this from? Was it Etsy? It's supposed to be like a little salt or sugar holder, and it's a bell, and it's nice for sound cleansing. So I like to keep it in my little spiritual space here. I hope it didn't get bent, because I just love this thing. That's a later problem for me. Okay. So yeah, the full moon was very intense. It was very heavy. There were a lot of ego triggers coming up for everyone. I don't know if you all felt that too. If you did, leave it in the comments below. I know I certainly felt like I had ego triggers coming up kind of like left and right. Challenging me and kind of bringing things up in a way where I was like, whoa, I don't know kind of what to do with this. It brought up a lot of like feelings of like wrestling with stuff, if that makes any kind of sense to you guys. Feelings of hopelessness, you know, do I just give up? Do I keep pushing forward? I feel like I've done just about all the cleanup I can do for right now. And so there was a level of feeling like I was being challenged in a way to go within, and instead of trying to like, and maybe some of you guys are not this way, but I'm very like type A. I'm always having to like do something, especially when it comes to my healing and my spiritual path. Like I always feel like I'm having to do something, do a worksheet, do a meditation, do whatever. And then when it comes to kind of just going with the flow and allowing time and space, I'm really, really resistant to that personally. And so I feel like maybe I'm just being called personally, and maybe the Divine Feminine Collective as well is being called to just allow and to just flow freely. And I feel like we've talked about this before, but it came out in a way where I felt like I was almost being forced, which was hard. I'll be honest with you. It was hard. I also feel like, at least for me, the message that came through from all of the outside advice that I sought out. By the way, this is a really beautiful deck that I got specifically for shadow work, by Erethereal. It's a beautiful deck. And I just thought I would change up the imagery a little bit on here. So for me, it was like, the message that I kept getting over and over and over again was to focus on my own self-love and my own self-acceptance, because as I do that, as I focus on that, you know, the divine masculine has to rise to that vibration. And they are not going to feel as compelled to do that if we aren't actively working on it. And there is an element of divine timing. So if you are at this higher level and it's like they're not coming in, you are being, what was that? 8 of Wands. You are being protected from that in some way. If it's not moving forward, 8 of Wands, in some manner, there is a reason for that. That just sort of flew out, so that's kind of why I took that. Let's go ahead and get a couple of messages. What messages do you have for the Divine Feminine Collective who is watching this video at this time? This is post full moon energy, post super moon energy. I saw, by the way, I was on the phone and with Beth. Everybody say hi to Beth. And I literally saw the moon in the daytime at like noon. It was like hanging over this building. It was so big and you could see it clear as day. And I was so shocked. I took a picture. I looked down and I kept talking. And then it was like within 5 minutes, it had disappeared behind the building, which I thought was like so bizarre. I've never experienced that before. So I just think it's like the energy is like kind of strange right now. keep your eyes open and observe and see what feelings that evokes in you. Messages for the collective at this time, please. Knight of Cups. That's interesting. These cards, the imagery on these cards, I don't know if you can see it, are so beautiful and like, it's like fantastical almost. Oop. One more message for the collective during this time. Ten of Wands. You may have been avoiding your emotions for a period of time in favor of moving more logically or saying, no, I have to get stuff done. I can't think about that. I can't acknowledge that. I can't take time for that right now. And with this Ten of Wands here, it's giving me the impression it's like you're being forced to look at these emotions now. There was something in that full moon where it's like, this is the last straw, and it's like you're being forced to take a hard look at, like, are you healing or are you just going through the motions? Because the Ten of Wands is like, it's like the ultimate, the art on this card almost looks like death and like to me. But the Ten of Wands is, it's like this person is like overloaded with burdens. Like they can't carry another stick. The straw that broke the camel's back. And so it's like, and I feel like these burdens are your traumas, your emotions, your patterns that are not working for you, that can't come with you forward as you journey onward. Some of you may have to completely start over. Whatever that means for you. But whatever it is, it's like you have to lay the burdens down. And I feel like it has to do with your emotions specifically, or like what lays beneath the surface. The Knight of Cups is not typically like, typically the Knight of Cups it often depicts like a person, but for some reason I feel like with this Knight of Cups, it's just giving me like what lies beneath. And that's not a typical Knight of Cups interpretation. Oop, those two wanted to come out. It's weird. I feel like I shuffle this deck and it never quite gets shuffled. The 4 and 5 of Pentacles, which is about releasing control even when it's hard and you're not sure of the outcome. The outcome might be negative. It's letting go of control. The 9 of Wands is here. This might be something that you've been avoiding doing. Whoa. But look at this. At the end of the day, it's like, it's all for love and it's all for partnership. There's an element of letting go that is required here. Yeah, it's you wanting to stay in control is what's holding you back. I feel like it's that way for everybody, though. It's that way for the entire Divine Feminine collective. Interesting. I think right now I just want to pull some... Whoop, that is not stable. I have too many darn decks hanging out up here. Let's just get some messages. Let's just get some messages. I was originally only going to pull messages from your person just because I'm not feeling super hot. But let's see what all comes out here. Well, it's funny. I just saw the I love you sticking out. Messages from the collective's person. My main focus right now is my empire. Yeah, there's something about... I cry when I'm alone. I'm done acting like I don't care and I don't want to hurt your feelings. I feel like as you surrender control over the outcome of the connection, your person is going to surrender to the connection and embrace it. I'm having financial issues that make me insecure. That's interesting when the Five of Pentacles was there and my main focus is on my empire. And I miss you so much. I feel like those are related. It's almost giving like I bury myself in work to forget you. It's giving that kind of energy. I'm depressed right now. Yeah, there's a heavy energy after that moon. I don't think that's a coincidence that all those kind of heavier cards are coming out with this. This deck tends to be a bit more like positive or like, I don't know. I like all these decks. Messages from the collective's person. Oop. That one went flying. I regret choosing her over you. Okay, so if there's a third party situation, there's a lot of regret. The Three of Cups was also peeking out of that tarot deck earlier. I didn't say that, but I did notice that. I can't help myself. You make me feel like a teen again. There's also a lot of like fantasizing energy. Expressing how I truly feel wasn't easy. You make me want to grow in ways I've always been afraid. Yeah. There's something about dropping the rope. For you, collective, there's something about dropping the rope, the tether, dropping what ties you to this person. Even just energetically, it's like you have to let go of the cord. And not even like we see on social media like about doing cord cuttings and stuff. If you have a truly like soul connection, a divine connection, you can't sever the cord. You can't cut the cord. But you can stop tugging on it. You can stop emphasizing it. You can try to let go as best as you can and just like drop the rope and sort of move forward. Sometimes I push you away to see if you'll pull me closer. That's almost confirmation of the rope, don't you think? I'm gonna pull one of these cards. I used this in the last reading I did. I also just got another couple of decks that I'm still sort of playing with that at some point I will bring on the channel, but I do like to like test things a little bit first. Oop. And it's funny, this this inner peace deck. Oh my gosh, these cards are sliding everywhere. What a mess. Thanks for letting me clean up with you guys. This little deck, some of the art is like very cute and like very like silly. So maybe on a day where it feels a little bit less heavy, we can pull some of those. I'll pull one of these cards for you just because I love the messages on here. They're written by a twin flame who is also on YouTube, who is in union with their person. And this deck is available on Etsy. I try to link everything below. One card for the collective from this deck, please. One card for the collective from this deck. This one. I know this is a past life connection. So they do feel it and they do think about you. If it feels like they never think about you, that's not true. It's difficult for them as well. Let's see. I'm depressed. And I miss you. Can you see those? There. There's a lot of love here. A lot of love. And when it feels like there's not any love and like you're going crazy, think about how far you've come since you met your person. You know, they were put in your life for a reason. If it is truly just to catalyst your growth, then you can thank them and you can drop that rope, as I mentioned, and walk forward with your head held high. If it feels intuitively like there is something more there and it's sort of a to be continued situation, then you still have to surrender the outcome, you know, the timing, because otherwise you can just end up breaking your own heart over and over and over again. And believe me, like I don't talk very much about myself and like, you know, about my own connections and situations on here just because I don't know who's watching. But, you know, it's not easy for me either. You know, timing and outcome has to be released, just has to. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. I really look forward to coming back more regularly. Now that I'm back, now that I feel like my health is a little bit more stabilized, I'm doing my best, and I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, subscribing, doing all the things, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers. I would love it if I could get there. And yeah, leave your thoughts, feelings, full moon reflections in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Love you all. Bye.